Hey everyone, it's Cheryl from Teaching 2 and 3-year-olds. Today I'm going to talk about Play-Doh. Recently on Instagram, I did a poll to see how many of you use Play-Doh during centers versus other times in your day versus not at all. And about 53% of you said that you use your Play-Doh during centers time, and then another large percentage said you use it other times during your day. And then there was a small percentage that didn't use Play-Doh at all. I'm one of the 53% that uses Play-Doh during centers time. And I have a lot of reasons why, but I have two that are the main reasons. One, because it's calming, and especially at the beginning of the year, the children who have a hard time coming in and engaging right away, they often will go to the Play-Doh table first as a way of kind of warming up to what's going on, and it's so soothing as they play with the Play-Doh. They need the Play-Doh and roll it, and that's also why I keep our Play-Doh table near our door. It's the first thing the children see when they come in, because we start our morning with free choice centers time. The second reason why I love Play-Doh is that it is one of the best ways, in my opinion, of working fine motor skills. Because if you look at how much the hands have to squeeze the Play-Doh, and the fingers are working and they're rolling, they're using the palms of their hands, tips of their fingers, and then also the tools, using the tools is also fine motor. So those are my two main reasons for having Play-Doh. The next thing is, what type of Play-Doh do I use? Now, I have tried several different commercial brands, and I just don't care for them. And the children don't either. They're much harder to use, first of all. They just don't have the softness that homemade Play-Doh does. So I do have a stash of these just in case something happens with our homemade Play-Doh, but I really prefer using what we make. And I will drop a link in this video's description. It is my Play-Doh collection post. The next question, whenever I do my setups, when I show them on Instagram, our morning setups, one of the questions that you ask is, you notice that what I keep the Play-Doh on. Often I will use our white trays. You've also seen these at our art table, you've seen these at our activity table. I actually use these all over the classroom. Another thing I do is I laminate paper. So you can just take some cardstock, any color that you want, and you laminate it, and you have one for each setting. And I also have specialty Play-Doh mats. These are printables that I have on my website. This is one, it's a counting, and it is in color, and it's also in black and white. And I'll drop a link to this in this video's description. And these can also be used at the activity table. You can use pom-poms with them if you'd rather do that than Play-Doh, but they are great for Play-Doh because they can also roll the Play-Doh out to make the number. If you are already thinking about fall, for those of you who are watching this live, I have similar with a fall theme. So again, the links to these are in this video's description. As far as tools, oh my gosh, when I went to collect the tools for our Play-Doh, I realized I could go on and on and on. There's so many things that you can add to the Play-Doh table, and I tend to go outside the box a lot. But let me show you some favorites, and you probably have a lot of these in your own preschool right now. The first thing, of course, is rolling pins. I always have rolling pins at our Play-Doh table. And some of the rolling pins also, like these, they don't have the handles on them. It encourages them to use their palms. And then we use little cutters. We have these in wood, we have plastic ones. And then these are a favorite. These little pizza cutters are a favorite. They love slicing the Play-Doh. Another thing I absolutely love are these little silicone baking cups. And when I put these out, the children like to pretend that they're making cupcakes, so they'll often roll the Play-Doh into balls and put them inside. In fact, I'll even sometimes we have a little play microwave downstairs. I'll bring it up and I'll put it on the table, and the children will they'll put these into the oven to pretend they're baking. That's a hit. We use alphabet stamps, and we also have them in the little cookie cutter style. And of course, you can use cookie cutters. And I think these are pretty much always at our Play-Doh table. I just like to switch out the theme of it. So example, this is, you could do stars for the 4th of July. You can do apples during your apple theme, leaves during your leaf theme. Oh, if you have straws, they love to press straws into the Play-Doh, and they also absolutely love to put little popsicle sticks. And if you have these little pegs, we have these, these are a little fine motor activity. We have scissors. And, oh, here's another one. Here's another little peg, a different shape. They can do it face down, or they can do it with the little knob coming down. Little scoopers. Take your blocks. Those are always fun to put in Play-Doh. You can use little shape blocks, and anything that stamps. Another thing that is a huge hit is pressing animals into the Play-Doh. They love this, and I will switch it out. Like during farm, we'll have farm animals. You can do ocean animals during your ocean theme, but this is always a hit. So these are just some of what I use at the Play-Doh table. Like I said, the list goes on and on and on. You really can be creative with this. Think about anything that you can press into Play-Doh. We've done citrus squeezers, which I couldn't find ours, but that is a favorite that I like to introduce about halfway through the school year, because they love learning how to put a ball of Play-Doh inside it and press it and squeeze it. Same with garlic presses. They love candles. Often if I see candles on sale, little birthday candles, they love to pretend to put those in there. One more question that I recently got was, how do you manage the Play-Doh table so that the Play-Doh stays at the Play-Doh table? And that can be a challenge. So, especially with younger children, they are known for walking around, just picking up what they've been working on and just move it somewhere else. And I understand that and don't mind that for a lot of the centers, but for Play-Doh, I have a rule from the very first day. It has to stay at the Play-Doh table, because we'll find it all over the place, and then it gets inside things and we can't get it out. So it'll happen though. It happens year after year, where the first month of school, I will find the Play-Doh being carried, and I just redirect the child back to the Play-Doh table and say, the Play-Doh stays at the Play-Doh table. So I really try to keep an eye on that, and we just work through it. And as the year progresses, they learn Play-Doh stays at the Play-Doh table. If we see the Play-Doh fall on the floor, we know to pick it up, because if you don't pick up that Play-Doh, it never fails. Someone's shoe lands in it, and that's when it gets tracked throughout the classroom and into our carpet. So we do need to keep a close eye on keeping the Play-Doh on the table, not moving from center to center, and not falling on the carpet. So those are just a few tips for our favorite Play-Doh, favorite Play-Doh mats, and favorite Play-Doh tools. Thanks for watching.